Let's go. Previously on Kimba TV. We going to Hawaii. This would have been a $1.1 million trade if I didn't close it at 28. So, yeah, I'll probably attempt it snowing, but it probably wouldn't hurt. It was basically a talk of that. Man, did our greedy asses get front ran? All right, how we doing? Hey, the $4,000 giveaway winners. I think y'all got your money. So check that shit. And maybe we'll give away more money today. So make sure you watch the YouTube. Oh my goodness. And the Gammas are at it again, getting a little funky bunky as well. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch over there. Jerome Powell and the Funky Bunch over there. I don't know if you've already peeped the YouTube or not, but even if I'm late, make sure you peep the S&P stuff, right? So if you can take a look. So still, again, 44.10 is in play. Obviously, losing like 43.50 would be a big shit show, right? So, 43.40 held, and we're headed back towards the gamma again. That's it. So we're going to see if S&P can actually make it to the 44.10. There's a lot of liquidity there, so just even, wicking it would be nice. Okay, so that guy right up there. And then obviously we're going to watch Bitcoin when it taps it. So if you guys were here yesterday, we were talking about longing the 75786. We should have figured when the VWAP was coming in and then fucking Binancio left. I was starting to think like, oh fuck, dude, should we take this? As soon as we ended the stream, see, that's how I know it's all y'all. As soon as I ended the stream, you guys cancel those orders. Quit playing. But yeah, I mean, we knew it was a long. We were like, okay, we'll take it here. And then, yeah, my limits never got hit. But yeah, fuck. Yeah, I think our greedy asses got front ran. It's okay. It's okay though. It's whatever. At least we didn't like short here or something. You know what I mean? It's always about interpreting the data correctly. So Bugatti, S&P getting nasty. So if you're already in a long and like you got in at the golden pocket, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, it's just this plan. It's the same as yesterday, right? You better know how you want to play that short up there, right? Yeah, and I think there was actually a single print that was left at some point at like 210. It came back and grabbed it, I think, right? Yeah, shout outs to, if you were here yesterday, all the way towards the end, yeah, we were like, okay, let's take a shot right there. And it might be leaving. If it left us, no big deal. We'll see if it can make a higher high. And then that should be enough to get us going. So we'll see if it can grab, pink. We'll see, if S&P is going to be able to get up to 4400, 4410. And that's it. So unfortunately, I'm not filled on that long, but we'll keep doing our thang. Do I have an entry point? Not really, Slappin'. I'm going to start spot buying, and I'll do it live. We've done like 262 plus Bitcoin leverage positions. Now let's do like 100K spot buys on 5 altcoins live. So I'm going to start dollar cost averaging when it starts breaking $3.50, for example. But I'm not going to start buying until .BTC sweeps. So as long as you understand what the concept of the altcoin Bitcoin pair is, right? The altcoin Bitcoin pair being bullish tells you that that's where you might want to start to allocate more capital to it, right? It doesn't mean that it's bullish or bearish, but the pair is the ratio to the Bitcoin itself is bullish, right? So it can still go down, but it won't go down as bad, right? If it's going to go up, it's going to go more up than Bitcoin. So as soon as .BTC sweeps, I'm going to start dollar cost averaging below $3.50 or wherever the price may be. And I'll start looking to get into leverage positions. But the .BTC sweeping is the first indication where I say, okay, let's actually start trading or buying DOT. Same thing with like ETH, for example. I need ETH BTC to either have some sort of bull div as we approach that diagonal resistance line, or I need it to break out and do a bullish retest. So whatever way that you would consider the altcoin BTC pair to be bullish, that's when you want to start thinking about actually trading or spot buying, in my opinion. So I need, like, for me to start trading ETH, this is how long I've been waiting to trade ETH. I need this fucker to do this for me. Now, what I was just saying was maybe as we approach, you guys know how I feel about this. I love bull divs going into diagonal resistance lines. So if it does some shit like this, and that's like a huge bull div, then that might be the bullish trigger for me to say, okay, cool, let me trade ETH. But whatever your marker is, your trigger point, do that. You know, so for DOT, I need that bitch to sweep. For maybe ETH BTC, I need like a higher time frame bull div. You know, it's a little bit different for each asset class, each asset, I mean. You were here yesterday, right? Late night. We wanted to catch this long right here, and we were hoping for a sweep, right? Because, So, I'm not in the long. I didn't get filled. I missed it. It gave me a chance. It came back to the golden pocket again, but wasn't really paying attention, was doing work. So I'm not in any position right now. The one thing that we kind of talked about was, you know, there's going to be some, you know, dickhead talking about this. You know, these lows aren't that great, Swap Bay. So I guess there is one more hopium for a fake breakout sweep, right? Trap the shorts right there on some sort of bearish retest belief and then go. Okay, so that's the scenario that, you know, maybe you get filled there one more time type of shit. The problem with that is you don't really have that great of a confluence with what S&P is trying to do. S&P is, you know, heading towards 4410 again. So it's going to keep trying, you know, doesn't mean that the money is going to win. But once again, 4410 is the biggest. That, you know, 4360, 4350, 4340, right? 4340 was the lower gamma. So perfectly held. We're above the Gex flip. You know, so same shit again, like if you remember, and we were talking about this earlier too. This could just sweep this. You know, so we tried to get above 4380 the last time we had a really big gamma at 4410, if you remember. So it's gonna try again. So as long as, you know, we can turn 4380 into support, we're probably gonna go through. So yeah, we're not in the long, but that's okay. And then I think, you know, so I think two things. Have a plan on if it pulls back again and it does some sort of sweep, what would you do? And then if S&P is going to continue to go and this is going to continue to go, where are you going to short? Some people yesterday, you know, we were talking about the golden pocket, right? So which one has the golden pocket? This one. Yeah, so this is the bearish one. So some people might be shorting from golden pocket, Kimba box, right? The problem is, you know, these wicks are there's a discrepancy with the high with Coinbase, Binance, CME, right? And the last thing we talked about was maybe the derivatives went up this high so that it can go to like 30,000, 51 or 30,100, somewhere between the 786 and the 886. Right? Not make a higher high, not sweep on the derivative pair, but Coinbase and CME trading at a premium, they outpace, they sweep their original sweep, and then we all go back down. So you still have the chance of the derivatives sweeping the sweep and making a higher high, but you also have the BTC and CME outpacing derivatives, sweeping themselves, derivatives don't, and then we go back down. So all stuff that we talked about pretty heavily and pretty thoroughly yesterday. And so apologies, the YouTube highlight video went up a little bit late, but you definitely want to watch that. And then if we do end up doing the giveaways, we'll probably do some sort of Q&A from the YouTube highlights. So we'll like randomly pick somebody. I'll ask a question in regards to the highlight video. And if you watched it, you'll be able to answer it. If you didn't, we're going to go to the next person type of shit.
Last wick was on the 50 EMA exactly and was our support and bouncing point since yesterday. Yeah. I mean, nothing's really changed. And I wish I was in a long. My main thesis is, it still is about stop loss hunting, right? And so CME and Coinbase didn't stop hunt. So there's a higher probability that at some point you're going to get that sweep, right? At least a good chunk of that wick anyways. So, the higher probability is to start thinking about, okay, there's short opportunities at the Kimba box. There's short opportunities where CME and Coinbase sweep, but derivatives do not. Right? And then there's also the short opportunity where the derivatives also sweep the sweep as well. So I have, that's all we've been talking about yesterday and today. I'm ready to go on all three of those scenarios. I know exactly what my stop loss would be. If I got stopped out on the first attempt, I know exactly how much I would lose. If I got stopped out on, the second attempt as well, I know how much I would lose. I'm all good with it for the most part. It'd be like 100K if both of them don't work out, because I'm going to try to go 250 and maybe like 200 or 300 on Kraken too. So and then like 250 on MEXC. So it'll be like a splinter in my ass. But yeah, not that big of a deal. And then we wanted to long it for the opportunity to go up. It really needed to hold that golden pocket, and it really needed to hold that 75786. So we put the limits at 75786. It never came back. It double touched the golden pocket twice, and we're still on our way. And that's about it. So Genzo, thank you for the resub. We got Vieria, head and shoulders. I see it. Let's go, Vieria. Vicus says, draw an approximate picture of how you see the whole move. The fuck? Okay. So, like, bitch. So, some point this gets swept or this, okay? But that's what I'm saying. Coinbase and CME haven't swept. So, what I'm talking about is Coinbase and CME will sweep. I don't know if this fucker is going to make a higher high or if he's going to settle like 786, 886 because it's overextended, right? Coinbase couldn't even clear 30,000. This fucker went to like 30,750. And so sometimes when they do that, they're buying themselves time. Does that make sense? Because then you can do something like this and it'll only come to here or it'll only come to here, but CME and Coinbase already swept. Okay. But yeah, so Coinbase and CME probably sweeps, right? And then we rotate back down to Operation Green Lantern, like 26K, 25,940, if you want to be really specific. But this is what I'm talking about. Look at all these 4-hour candle closes. So this thing needs to go and then come back really quickly. because you can't have a 4-hour candle close outside of this thingity thing. But probably full rotation back down here. This. And then I'll close and that's it. And then see what the fuck we gonna do. Maybe mid-channel retest. But those would be my 2 levels of rotation. If this just nukes, then it's the same thing. I'm still looking at 26K for a long, and I missed the short.
Moon Farmer says, what's this on the screen? Oh, we were just looking at the options for Biddy. Right? So just like trying to understand, okay, which way are they trying to bet this thingity thing? So yeah, I mean, there's probably not enough money to really dictate anything. It's still good to just kind of keep an eye on the thing. So yeah, 27.5 is pretty interesting. There's like 61 million on 28,000, 55 million on 30,000, you know, and then just like trying to see exactly how they're hedging or how they're betting. You know what I mean? So, well, what an interesting day. It didn't really do much. We wanted to get in on a long down here, and it just kind of left us, and it's slowly but surely creeping right along. Moon Farmer says, is that CME? No, Deribit. Deribit options. 11 mil, 8.5. Hey, look at the open interest growing. It's at 544. Let's go. Let's go. That's incredible. But unfortunately, it's not about the price, right? It's about this. Oh! Oh, no. I'm tripping. It's not that close yet. It's still got a little ways to go. I have alerts set, 6% more. I have alerts set, so yeah. So SPY did not gap fill today and tap the 4,400 level. So again, you know, there'll be more pressure to gap fill that. It'll be interesting to see if we see 4,410 as the biggest gamma tomorrow. If it ends up being something like 4,440, 4,450, boop, and that would also be golden pocket, I believe. Actually a little bit higher than golden pocket, so oh, well, it is golden pocket from the whole move on the daily. So maybe tomorrow for the sweep, ladies and gentlemen. All right, but yeah, we didn't. I don't know why SPY would just hesitate when we got so close, but it did not gap fill completely. Okay, I'll see it. And you know, it just kind of fucked around at the 4380 today, right? So it is what it is. It got pretty close, but 4400, 4410 was the biggest gamma today. We'll see if that still shows up tomorrow. If you know, if we're looking at 4440 as the biggest gamma, we might get that thangity thing up there. And so maybe that pull up is maybe the short that we need. Don't know. All right. Other than that, it's doing pretty well. It had the POC, touched it, flipped that bitch into support. It came back again. That was also the golden pocket moment. And then rotated to the top, rotated to the bottom, rotated back to the top. Eventually, like this point of control is going to become support. That's going to add extra pressure to break through this. And then eventually it's going to break through, then come back, and then eventually turn that fucker into support before we go. So, all right. But it's climbing every single ladder, you know, having VWAP help it. Bink, turn that bitch into support, go. Point of control, reject. Lose value area low, come back. Golden pocket, go back inside value area, turn that bitch into support, rotate to value area high. Hold the point of control, try value area again, lose, rotate back into value area low, go to value area high, go to point of control. At some point, this fucker needs to get turned into support, and then hopefully it just keeps laddering up. Alrighty, boo golden poquito. I see what you did there, Zitas. I don't know, especially for like the European and international lions. As you guys see London market or China even react to it, keep an eye on S&P, you know. I would prefer that it stays below the 43.80, 43.90 so that it can just gap fill in the morning when markets open. It would be weird if we go up and then there's like a gap to the downside or some bullshit like that, right? So I would prefer that it doesn't make any more gaps and then it just gap fills in the morning, rides the momentum, goes through the gap, and then comes back down towards the day. So I would love to have another opportunity down here, but you know, it's gonna start to look a little bearish if we go back down there. It's gonna have to have like a quick recovery. So keep an eye on that. I got my alert set for dot. You got the gap for S&P. Yeah, I think you guys are good. I'll try to stream early tomorrow. I would love to start streaming before or like right around when markets are opening instead of like 30 minutes or an hour after. My work stuff doesn't look that bad tomorrow. Saddest part of the day. Shout outs to the 20 people still waiting for the $2,000 giveaway. I think you're going to get it later tonight, so stay on the lookout for that. As long as they get their giveaways, we'll do more giveaways tomorrow. And let's have some fun. I always love having fun on Wednesdays with like the giveaways and stuff. So, all right, let's switch on over to the outro. Shout outs to everybody, longers, shorters. I'm rooting for you. You stay safe. We've beaten the plan to death, so there shouldn't be any sort of questions. If it goes down to the 75786, I'll attempt a long, you know, and then if it goes upwards, well, we have the 3 different scenarios, okay? I'm still going to be paying attention to Coinbase, CME, Binance, Bybit. We'll see which one sweeps, which one doesn't. All right, y'all? Sato, tell them what happens if they don't use stop loss.
Tachish!